Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight we're going to be covering something called the Document Object Model, and it's part of our discussion of the Xerxes 2 project, and it's very important you know all this if you're going to participate in the Xerxes 2 project. But before I tell you about it, I'm probably one of the rare few YouTube personalities on the YouTube platform that will never go, "Oh, please, 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 please like my video. And if you would be ever so kind as to subscribe to my channel, which will cause all my videos to be shared all over the platform." Let me tell you something. That ain't going to work. And I'll tell you why. Because YouTube cannot determine what they need to determine, which is whether my videos are keeping you guys on their platform by the use of the like buttons and the subscribe buttons, okay? Now, why do these people tell you this? Well, number one, it extends the watch time on their videos, which I'll tell you a little later why that would have an effect. But anyway, the other thing is that the like button itself, you could flip through things all day long, just go like. It's not going to tell YouTube anything, okay? Now, as for the subscribe button, that's a little different story. Have you noticed that when you hit the subscribe button now, this little menu pops up and it sets your bell notifications? There you go. That's why they're telling you that. Now, the bell notifications might tell YouTube something about how popular your channel is, and they might want to share your videos because of it, okay? But what will cause YouTube to share your videos? Well, there are two things you can... Well, first of all, if people like you who are watching these videos right now were to copy the URL of the video and share it on a different social media platform like Facebook, what used to be Twitter, now is X, Gab, you got Truth Social, Instagram, Threads, whatever you want to share it on, that would get your video shared more, okay? Number two, when you increase the watch time of the video, then YouTube gets an indication that people are actually watching the whole thing and not just watching bits or pieces and jump cutting through everything in your video. So that is a good indication. The other thing you could do, okay, is you can leave very nice comments in the comments section below. And what that tells them is you were engaged, you watched, you replied, you really liked the content that you were watching, and that helps your ratings as well. So really what you really want to do if you want to increase, if you want to motivate YouTube to share your videos more often, watch the videos all the way through. Well, not you, but I mean your audience needs to watch the videos all the way through, increasing the watch time of every single one of your videos, or have them leave the nice comments in the comment section below so that YouTube can see for themselves that, gee, this is a video we want to share all over the platform. And there you go. And another thing I need to mention real quick before we resume our video is that I have published 5 Kindle books. They're $5 a piece. If you want a copy of any of these Kindle books, just leave me a comment in the comment section below and I'll send you a hyperlink to my latest book, which you now can see on the screen. And then from there you can find my other 4 Kindle books, and there will be more Kindle books coming soon. It's all up to you. Buy them and let me know what you think about them. Alright, on to the video. Okay, let's tell you all about this. Once upon a time, web pages were called static pages. Why? Because you couldn't change anything on them. Once you put that HTML code in there, that was it. You're done. Okay? It displayed, but you couldn't press any buttons. You couldn't check any boxes. You couldn't do anything with these things. Period. Okay? You could not interact with these web pages at all. In the early 1990s, many people hesitated to install software in their computer because they thought the software would damage their hard drives and ultimately make it impossible for them to use their computers. Then a company came along called Netscape. They developed the first web browsers, okay? But the Netscape Corporation needed a programming language that they would complement the Java. Wow. Try that sentence again. But the Netscape Corporation needed a programming language that would complement the Java language that was being developed by the Oracle Corporation. Go figure. At that time, the Microsoft, Apple, and Linux corporations were quickly developing web browsers and web applications. In order for the Netscape browser to compete with those other rapidly developing web browsers, they needed a software that would operate on Windows computers, Apple computers, and even Linux computers. So, they started talking to a guy by the name of Brendon Eich. Whoops. Okay. H. There we go, Brendon Eich. At first, Brendon Eich refused to join the Netscape team. He was working for another corporation at the time, and he wanted to continue working for them. Less than a year later, he changed his mind, and in 10 days, he developed something called JavaScript. Okay? Now, I have web articles. The links of them are in the description box of this video, so go ahead and check them out. I'm presuming at this point that you want to know how the document object model actually works. As you probably know from one of my previous videos, the hypertext markup language predates the JavaScript language. But in those days, HTML pages were static. That meant that computer users couldn't interact with the web pages. When Brendon Eich stepped into the picture, he developed JavaScript. Now that you know some history about the document object model, let's explore how the document object model actually works. Do you recall a video I uploaded recently about computer objects, properties, and methods? Remember all that? Okay. I said, well, these are English grammar terms, and these are computer terms, and they basically function the same way. Okay? If you don't remember that, I will have a link to that particular video in the description box of this video. And I may actually have it on an end screen at the end of this video. If you have ever tried to create a web page, you have used HTML tags. These tags are usually stored in some type of text file. So, what is the suffix of these text files? Well, it'll either be HTML, HTM, or HTML. Okay? They have these file extensions. That's what they are. When a web browser directs your HTML text, it detects your HTML text file, it creates something called a document tree. And I talked about this in a previous video, but I'll go ahead and show it to you again anyway. Okay? And what you'd have for your document tree would be HTML, like this. And of course you'd have branches underneath, lots and lots of branches. And what you have basically, this is an element, so is this, so is that, and so are so many others. Okay? And the first HTML tag, of course, would be called the HTML element, and then you have the head element, you have the body element, etc., etc. So you start with the biggest branch, move over to the slightly smaller branch, and you see this in trees. I mean, if you look at an oak tree, you see great big branches, and then you have smaller branches to attach them, and smaller branches to that. You get the idea. When a web browser encounters these element tags, it executes tiny computer programs that display what you want displayed on your web page. Now, in a previous video, I had already told you guys that I was going to that I had actually earlier tonight I actually recorded a video where I stated that I had 158 lessons in HTML. You can watch them. If you need a link to the playlist, let me know and I'll send it to you. Okay? Alright, so if you want to know anything more about the document object model, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.